Hey everyone! In this video, we're going to be going over the weekly updates for the month of September in my bullet journal. If you haven't already seen my September plan with me, I recommend you go check that out first. I'll link it in the description and in the cards. Before diving into the weekly setups, I'm going to just do a quick flip through of what I set up in the plan with me video and go over some small changes I made after the video. If you forget or haven't seen the plan with me, the theme for this month is gray circles. I haven't changed anything on the cover page or the monthly spread, all I did was fill it out a little. As for the habit tracker spread, I filled in the monthly trackers with the light gray mild liner because I think it made it look better. And then I added gray columns using the light gray mild liner to every other day in the task list for week 1 because I think it helps me read it easier. The reason I'm making a weekly update video for this month is because I'm going to be experimenting with different kinds of weekly setups. As I mentioned in the previous video, I only have room in this journal for 6 pages each month, which means each week only gets one half page instead of the normal whole page setup I've been doing lately. So I'm trying to find the half page setup that works best for me in my life right now. And as always, don't forget to leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share the channel with your friends that might be interested in journaling. It would really help out the channel. Thanks everyone. So let's go over the different supplies I'm going to be using in this video. We're going to be using washi tapes, a pencil and an eraser, the light gray mild liner, various other markers such as the light gray Crayola Super Tip, the dark gray Crayola Super Tip, and the N35 Tombow Dual Brush Pen. I'll also be using the Uniball Jet Spring ballpoint pen. This I'll specifically be using only on the washi tape so it doesn't smear. I find that ballpoint pens usually work the best when I'm trying to write on washi tape that I use. Then we're going to be using some Pigma Micron pens, specifically the 02 and the 05 sizes. These are actually brand new to me, so I'm definitely going to be testing these out in the setups, but I've heard amazing things, so I have really high hopes for them. And on top of that, I'm going to be using a ruler and my Picket Circle Master in order to make these spreads. But of course, you don't need the Circle Master to make these spreads. You can always freehand your circles, use a compass, or trace miscellaneous circle things you find around your house. So for the second week of September, I'm going to be making a vertical setup. Starting with adding each day as a circle to fit into the theme. I did my best to use the different markers I had to spread out the different shades of gray for the month. However, I had to make Friday and Saturday into smaller rectangles so that they would fit properly. And now I'm going in with my 05 micron to separate the days of the week and the tasks list. Now I'm going to add the washi tape, which I'm actually going to use both the bluish gray for the header and the gray and white diagonal striped washi as an accent piece strewn throughout the weekly spreads. Now time to go in with my Micron 02 to add in the days of the week and the other text throughout the weekly. And finally, I go in and add the light gray columns that I mentioned earlier to every other day of the week for the tasks list. And that's all I have to do for this weekly setup. Now we're going to move into week 3. For this one, rather than going for a more portrait orientation spread like I did for weeks 1 and 2, I'm gonna try a more landscape orientation spread. This time I'm gonna start with the washi tape for the header. Now I'm gonna outline the days for this week. Unfortunately, because of the way I formatted this spread, I won't be able to include any circles, but I still fit the color scheme in at least. Next I went in with the light gray mildliner to outline where I'll write in each day of the week. Then I go in and add some more washi as an accent to the spread. As you may be able to tell, I struggled a lot with the washi tape when I was filming this, but that happens sometimes. Now I use the Crayola Super Tip to draw a dividing line between the days of the week and the task lists. And I go in with the Micron 02 to write in all the details. Once again, I go in with the light gray mildliner to add the daily columns in the task lists. Another difference I tested on this spread is, instead of doing the number 3 for the header, I'm actually going to write the word 3. And then I fill in the days of the week. And I realized later when filming that I messed up the dates for this week, and I go back to fix them later though, don't worry. But that's it for this weekly spread. And now it's on to week 4 and 5. Alright, for this spread, I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to be spreading week 4 and 5 in half horizontally across the page, and the task list on the right. I'd got my inspiration for this style of setup from another YouTuber, Jeff Alaga, in his September Playing With Me, which of course I'll link in the description. First, I'm going to be adding the washi tape for the headers for both weeks. As you'll notice, when I write in the headers, I made another mistake. When writing week 5, I accidentally wrote 3 E's instead of 2. For some reason, this made me burst out laughing as I imagined someone shouting, "Wee!" I know I could have easily replaced the washi and tried again, but I didn't have the heart to cover up something that made me laugh so hard, so I kept the 3 E's and just added a K. Next, I went in with the Circle Master and added all the days of the 2 weeks as circles. Again, trying to mix up the different gray markers as much as I could when drawing them. Then I go in with the Crayola Super Tip and add divider lines between the 2 weeks and the task list. Then I make the header for the task list and add the details with my Micron 02. And it's now at this point I realize my mistake from earlier in this video when I mislabeled the dates. To fix it, all I do is go back, cross out the mistake, and write the correct date above it. Nothing too intricate or tedious, I just accept the mistake and move on with the spreads. Try your best to not let your mistakes in your journal bog down or hinder your creativity. Now it's time to go back to weeks 4 and 5. I continue by filling all the days of the week. Oh yeah, and I made another mistake. Needless to say, at this point, I thought I was losing it. Luckily, this time I caught it much sooner, and I fixed it immediately just by crossing out the days and correcting them. And finally, I add the light gray columns to the task list. And that completes this spread, and by extension, my September setup for my bullet journal. I hope this video showed you that how many ways you can change up your weekly setup and you don't have to always do the same thing. And by changing a few key factors, you can really expand upon different weekly spreads. Also, I really hope that you learned that mistakes are okay in your journal. If anything, I prefer when there's mistakes in my journal because it shows me that I don't have to be perfect and that I don't have to live up to pressure that society kind of puts on you sometimes to have these perfect, flawless journals. It can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you decide to recreate any of the spreads I tried, I would love to see them. You can tag me on Instagram, Pinterest, or Twitter. Thanks so much for watching. It means a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy doodling!